Hi guys, Retro Tech Ralph here. Right, about a month or two ago was it, when I bought this from the car boot sale, you all must have seen, well, yeah, the first three parts of this. This isn't a part 4, by the way. This is a kind of, we're doing things with this. Now, there's nothing wrong with this. This works absolutely perfect. Play original games to the original floppy. Everything's absolutely perfect. Now, if you remember what we did to this, we put on a memory expansion, which at time of recording, it will probably arrive tomorrow, because I'm not doing all the video in one hit. There's more to this, so it'll be going over days, but you'll see it in one go. I've got a chip on order, a real-time clock chip, that'll go onto the memory expansion on the back. So that's an easy fix to do. It's quite a good one to do when you've got the 2 meg upgrade. If you want to keep everything final, it just uses a pencil battery. I think it's a CR2032 or something like that, and then a chip for the real-time clock, which is fine. It's coming. It's in the country, and hopefully it'll be here before the weekend. Other upgrades as well. Now, I've got the switcher on here, which inside where the trapdoor is, there is a switch. If you remember me showing you that, the switch goes to the chip over right about here, which then will change between the floppy drive as master here or the disk drive slot. Now, I want this as a master, but I don't want it always as the master. I wanted it as, yeah, it's okay there, but if I want to play original games, I want this to be played as an original Amiga. So that at the moment is a master with a switch as it is. I don't want it out in the open, disturbing the look of my Amiga. So it's underneath. So when I want to get round to it, which is what this video is about, I am upgrading, well, I'm making my own add-on by using parts from others, right? So to start off with, we have a Gotek. Please observe, this is not a white Gotek, doesn't match the colours at all. Don't care, I'm not bothered. The one that I got in the Atari ST was a black one as well. It's cheaper. So these were £15 from China. It doesn't say that it is definitely Gotek. It says it's a Yamaha floppy drive, which basically just means you need to program it, which is dead easy enough to do anyway. So I'll get on with that. There's upgrades with this anyway that I need to do. As you'll see in a minute, the kit I got from a guy on eBay for that one comes with the cable and a power cable, which is fine. I might be able to use this. If it's too long, I can easily take these out, cut the cable shorter, and then clamp it back on. It's very easy to do with these anyway. Because what I want to do is add this. This is a well, yeah, what the guy describes it is a guy from, I think it's Poland. Gotek floppy external drive adapter for Commodore Amiga, cables included, which is what these are for. So that slots into there and goes to your back of your Gotek. The power cable as well slots in there, and this is his solution. There's another guy in Canada who's exactly the same. So it basically, apparently this is standard practice nowadays, using a standard socket, taking 2 out but then butchering a little bit, which is fine, it fits on the back. So this will slot into there, and I have now got an external drive. Plug whatever I want into there, as long as it can get it on the connections on there, it should be fine, right? So this is my idea, keep the Amiga as it is, but be able to use this in a casing. So hence, I'm not bothered about the black casing, I only need the board out of there. Use this and have an external drive when I want to plug it in. It's like having the Future Was 8-bit card for the Spectrum, which is fine. I don't have it plugged in all the time. When it's out, it's nice to have it somewhere safe. It's not stuck on the back, or I'll just put my entire Spectrum away, put it on the shelf, and I might break that. I might break the board because I forget to take it out. But get out of the way, it's separate, it stores better. Same as what I'm hoping what this is going to be. So I want to make a box, have this come out the side, so this could just, at the perfect height, the box will be around here and it will just slide straight on with a connector. Sounds easy enough. However, it's me. So, what we also have for the Gotek, I have a white display. You need to cut out a little bit onto the Gotek itself to get this on, but that's fine. So we're going to upgrade the Gotek with that. We're also going to upgrade the Gotek with this. Now I got this from a guy on eBay again. Everything's from eBay. Rotary encoder, 5-pin, top clickable. Which is great, except these just feel really cheap and tacky. The contacts, there's 5 contacts on here. 2 hold it in place as like just the shielding, the earthing sort of thing. But he changed the bloody thing that he was selling. He was selling one like this, and then the advert, it put a board underneath it and then gave it with cables, so it would be easy to do. I've got plenty of cables I could just slot on anyway. But yeah, thanks for making them better, but not selling them me. But I can use that anyway. I can easily just drill a hole, stick that on, solder, done, happy, to the right places. Now I've already got diagrams on the internet. They come from GitHub. Is it Keirf, K-E-I-R-F? Got flash floppy, rotary encoder. There's pictures on here showing all sorts of stuff, how to upgrade and whatever else. So I'll follow those anyway in my own time to fit that on, because it's absolutely essential. So when you're pressing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you just twist it, it goes round by about 30, and then click done. So that's another upgrade as well. So my intentions are strip the Gotek, install that somehow onto some sort of casing, maybe even consider 3D print, so everything will slot into place. But I need to marry up this with the Gotek board, and I need to upgrade the Gotek board, a couple of things on it anyway, but I'll get to that in a few minutes. So get this away, get this away, so it's out of harm's way from the soldering iron, and let's upgrade a little bit the Gotek. Righty-ho, first lot of upgrade on the Gotek board is as follows. Right, put on the 9 pins here, they're to do with the programming. Let's get you in a little bit more, keep it this way around. 9 pins there for the programming. They're not always connected, but yeah, you'll get the drift from other people doing Goteks. I'm not doing a Gotek instruction video, that's just not what I do. Don't need this anymore because we've got the other display, which is a lot nicer. Same width, but it's a bit longer, so you have to cut out into the case. But if we're going to use a different case, it doesn't matter so much. I can mount that wherever I want to. So away with those. The main ribbon cable connector, right, it was bent, so it goes to the back. I want it to be straight. I also want this to be straight as well, but I don't know if I've got anything that I can use to make the connection straight, but that's not fully essential anyway. I could easily get the power from this. Take that off. I just thought I could take that off and put it on there. Because it's the same as it's just a vertical one. I might have got a spare one of these around anyway, but we'll see what I've got, because that wants to be upright. Alright, that's just a quick thought. Right, so these are now upright instead of angled to the back, so you'd obviously put the cable in from the back on all of these, but I want these more upright so I can put the ribbon cable in and potentially cover everything over to try and make it compact. That's my ideas. I've also put all 6 pins on here for the monitor, because I will need at least one of these for this, well, most of these for the screen, and one of them for the, I think it's the clickable on the rotary switch. I've also, you might also notice on here as well, there's 2 extra LEDs. Now, If this will focus in, I'll be happy. Right, where the green LED is, you've got a diode. Triangle to the left, then a straight down. So it means that way the power flows. The second, let me get you in with a bit of a pointer here. This one here has the triangle there and a straight. So that means it's alternate way around from this one. Doesn't mean anything special. It just means that the center pin on here is the earth or the positive, whichever way around. I don't know which way diode works. I think it's the earth anyway. Or the return signal or whatever it is shared by both. But there's an L4, L5, L3, L4. So different LEDs. I know one of them does the activity light, and one of them I don't know. But I've upgraded already the Atari ST one, the one on there. But I don't know if I can get anything else. Obviously that needs to be red to be activity for this one, but whatever the L3 is, I don't know. So we're going to experiment with that. Worst case, it comes off. But where would L2 and L1 be? Hello? No. Why would there be no L2 and L1? I've just gone past it. R2, R1. Well, it's not fully essential anyway. So they've got a switch 3 switch. Not 4, yeah. Switch 4. So where's switch 2 and switch 1? Okay, so this is not a perfect thing anyway. These are Goteks. These are just as they are. So at the moment it's just configured to, I'm going to experiment. I'm going to see what this other light does. If it's something different, if it's sort of like just music, whatever. But we'll work on that as we go along with this. So far that's done. That will go back into the Gotek case. See, I'm not 100% sure what to do. But this is the beauty of this. This is just a faff around. So that will go back in there as is. I've trimmed away a piece of plastic, part of the board there. If that would fit there, maybe up there a little bit, I can pack it up underneath it. The screen will, or should at least fit there. I could still use the Gotek case for that. Take the plastic out, I could probably respray this to whatever. I could possibly even put something underneath it to pack out the corners. They're earth, so I could possibly put a couple of bits of wire on there. Maybe put a couple of screws through there or something. Just to hold the back of this upright, so it's not like inside there. Otherwise that would be a little bit silly to... Or would it? Yeah, of course it would. This is all experimental. And you say, no shit, yeah. All experimental. It might or might not work. If it doesn't work in here, then I'm sure there's something I could do very easily. Those lights are in the way. And that'll have to be cut away, that'll cut away. If that's the right height, I'll show you there. If that's there, if that is the right height for this, then hooray, it's perfect. I'll have to cut away the lid. But I'll have to cut away that much, so it's probably not. That's too low. If the whole thing is too low, I'll cut away into here and mount it inside it, then if this is on the back of the computer, on the back of the Amiga, then it'll strain too much. If it's in, there'll be a gap underneath. But I can pack that out with legs anyway, with pads in the corner or something. So it is still possible I can use that anyway. I might actually take these away tonight and potentially paint them. No. Now, if I did, I'm going to paint them afterwards. I still want the idea of trying to do this with some sort of other... In case... I would have wanted... the best idea for this would have been an external drive specifically for the Amiga. That replaces that. And stick a Gotek on the back of it. Very easy to do. So what a lot of people have done. but I'm not every people, so right. Okay, so what I need to do next, I still need to suss out exactly what how this fits in. Right, so first I'm not getting onto this, I'm not getting onto the screen. Let's leave them there for the time being. Leave them out way above us. Let's investigate if this will definitely fit. So I'm going to faff and see if I can get this packed in here somehow. Worst case could be, oh, let's have a think. That needs power. I could take the ribbon that the connector off of here, mount that on the side only, wire it up to wherever I can put this to. Worst case, could I? No, it's too. Worst case, could I? See, the best idea would have been maybe that, potentially. And then plug it on the back, but I'd need a different case. It's fine. But you'd see all the back bit there. I want it fully enclosed. I don't want to see anything that I don't have to. So, leave me to it, let me fettle, and I'll see what I can come up with. Right, I've been busy. Right. Modding started. I've tried putting the display that I've got in here. The, not that one. It doesn't work. I think I blew it up at the first attempt I got. So I've put back in the digit one. I've got two now actually, but it doesn't matter so much. And a knackered one from the ST for the OLED one. But I'm happy enough having this one back in. I've desoldered this because it's going to be tight in here. This is the idea. The box idea could still happen if nothing fits in here. So I've desoldered the pins. So that's permanently on there with 4 wires. These will go onto the board. I've got now, because things are too tall in here, the Gotek case is too small. This will fit kind of like that. So it's almost pretty good. Cut away the side so we can get this slotted into here. Permanently wired up the Gotek to the floppy drive adapter. And also changed the LED to blue because I'm a chav, simple as. But I'm still not 100% certain this will work. So, see, what I need to do is fit this as there, but the only thing I can think of using, because I can't drill into the board, is hot glue. So the gap underneath here, I'm going to have to fill in with hot glue, which I've already put 2 bits on there anyway, it's like feet for the moment. Give me my angle, which isn't very good, there's still a gap there. But if I do it there, it's too high up. If it's flush with the plastic, too low down. We're going to compromise, get it as low as possible with glue. Which is pretty good. I'm not going to do anything with this ever again anyway. The problem with this I've got is the ribbon cable goes over, and this may be too high, part of the ribbon cable. It's alright on the back because it'll go on the back like that, cover up everything. If I need to do anything on these pins, I can either pull it off, move the pins over, redo. It's not an issue. The worst case, I need to reprogram this, plug it in through the USB on the front. Done. So what I'm going to do is permanently mount this inside with hot glue and attempt to squeeze everything in. So give me 2 minutes and get on with it. Right, bit of fettling, bit of faffing and a lot of cutting. Right, this is still not the final design, right? So this could change very quickly. What I've done, the Gotek board's there, obviously. The floppy drive connector that I got off eBay actually fits just underneath the board, so it's not a bad fit whatsoever. The screen, I couldn't get the other screen to work, so going back to the dot matrix. I have already cut this to size to fit the other one, so there's nothing I can do with that. At the minute, it's not a big deal. I could do something. I could put a shroud around that. I could even put an entire covering over this anyway, just cut out little holes that I need. As I say, the LEDs tend to blue, which is fine. That is a tricolour LED in there that I only just figured out. So, or two, yeah, whatever, different colour LED. I can still access all the jumpers for the for this board. I can still access any jumpers on here if I need to. Reprogramming, like I said before, could be easily via the USB. Now, I had a problem with doing these jumpers on here. They were at a right angle, which would have been fine before, so I should have left that as it is, because this just fits onto the side here. There's a tiny gap underneath there. I can deal with that. However, two problems, and I need to solve this one. One, when this goes on there, it's too high for putting the case on. So I need to figure some sort of solution out, and it even comes in there as well. If it was this high, it'd be fine, but it isn't. It's that high, so I've got to think about what I can do here. So I don't know. Worst case is going to be have to cut this, solder each one of these onto the board directly, and then have this one coming across, covering everything over, which will be fine on the back. And second problem, right. I'll put the lid on. See if you can spot this yet. Fits lovely. Fits very well, actually. I've not even cut into this lid section, not in the bottom section, which is a mistake. Right. That doesn't go in there because this lip is in the way. However, there's also a second problem. I can't fit this cable with the two audio leads on there anyway. So it's slightly inconvenient, but what I've actually ordered, which might be coming today, as in it doesn't matter to you because this is kind of recorded way in advance, is male to female adapters. So it's a male connection on one side, which this is, female connection, which is that is. I've bought 3 of them to hopefully extend this out to maybe about there. So then it will connect there. I can possibly get a right-handled phono lead on there and solder it on. That's not an issue. So it will probably be fitted about that far out. That is my only solution for this, or get a different box. So at the minute we're still experimenting, but I think for me that's quite neat. Just this is my problem, because it will go in that way without modifying anything, and then I can't screw a hole in that one unless I can go like that and possibly like that, and maybe like yeah, you see my problem. It's if you take this line here, it's kind of barely above it, but I can slim this down, no problem. I could possibly do something. And the last thing I want to do is take that out. I need to find a better way of slimming down this cable, so I can trim the top of this bar down here, which might give me something, but like I said, it doesn't give me much. Once that's out of the way, yeah, it's on this part here. So this is the lowest part, which just dips down as it goes. So I might have to cut into the box anyway. So I've got that much to play with. I've kind of thought putting a heat gun on here and then squashing it into place, so you got a bump on here, so this would fit directly on top of it, which might be a solution to this. But at the minute, it's plodding along nicely. It would be easier getting a different box, even the same size, maybe moving that over a little bit, and a taller box, but we're still trying to go for as much authenticity as possible. So bear with me. I've got parts on order. Parts should be coming, and we'll experiment with, if this fits, fine. If it doesn't, we've got a lot of glue to scrape off. And if not, we've got other problems we need to address. So bear with me. We'll see what we can do on the next phase. Right, so as we're waiting for parts, these arrived. Well, batteries I've had for ages anyway, but the real-time clock came. And since I've already got the trapdoor, thank you very much for telling me, let's get on with changing that. Now, you remember before I got this memory upgrade, and behind here is where the chip goes, so let's have a go. I know the cables are on here. I know it's not exactly easy to get on and off, but I left enough cables inside to not make it impossible. See there where the switch is for the drive swap. Perfectly out of the way. This is awkward. Try not to bend anything, as usual. Here's one I made earlier. Let me just get that to prise. There we go. Don't think the cables are long enough, or they're trapped inside somehow. Oh no. No, the cables are there, they're fine. This is just awkward to get in and out. Right, so that's off. Cables are very short for some reason. Okay, I'll have to work on that. Right, the real-time clock battery is there, and the real-time clock is in there, which you can't really tell at the minute. So I need to probably take that multi-connector off. Yeah, this is really awkward. I thought this would be easy. Now the connector's coming off anyway. There we go. I've got one single on its own, so let's leave that. Why is that trapped? I've got to have more cable than that. Free? That's all I've got. Okay, so let's go with real-time clock. I won't have to do anything else with this afterwards anyway, so technically this is probably it. So I won't have to faff. It'll be a pain getting that in, but we'll get around to that eventually. Oh, let's put this in a plastic and then shrunk it in ruddy cling film. But this was from China, so it was cheaper. Right, so real-time clock. That's what it is. Look on the numbers there. It's an A. 4724221A, which is apparently the better out of the two than the A and the B. Notch out on that side, notch out there. Simple over the top. This is just to complete this board that I bought this. No real reason why I needed to buy a real-time clock, and I've just bent the first two pins over. Try to be careful, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think they're all bent enough. Let's try and bend them all in one go. So chip. Quite a tight hole to get into. No. Yeah, the pins are just a little bit further out, bent out than what I'm happy with. Yeah, there we go. It's a real-time clock in. I'm assuming it's a 2032. Back in first, click in place. Boom. Now, that in place. I'm leaving that one on because that's to do with, goes onto the chip with. So I want to do this blind. I'll have to do this off camera as well because this might take a while. Excuse me. And that's by magic done. So a little bit of difficult trying to get it in. I try and do the cable so absolutely there's no play on them whatsoever, and I think I'm starting to suffer for it by just going a little over top. Now I'm going to leave the switch down so that's on the rear, so we should work from that anyway, because that's where the Gotek's going in. Now I actually tried the Gotek the other day and for some reason it didn't work, but faffed and fettled couldn't find what the problem was. But then I found out the files are wrong. So there you go. kind of didn't work. Right, I need to put... Okay, hold on a minute. Professional as ever. I'm going to put this in. I've swapped drives around, because I need to know if that screen says anything about a real-time clock. So... It will boot up? Yeah. And I want this to not say anything about a real-time clock, otherwise. Good. Or it might just be as simple as another battery. There you go. It's not 79, that's the default time. That's fine. It's not asking me for a no real-time clock found. So what I can do in settings on the Amiga, I can set and faff with the clock and put it to today's date. So real-time clock working lovely. Hold on, let me see if it's going to go in workbench, because I haven't got a mouse plugged in. That doesn't matter. Come on, come on. And I got my 2.5 meg free. Everything's fine. Bob's your aunt. All done. Right, I'm going to take this to pieces, get ready for when the new parts come for the Gotek, and hopefully get this thing sorted. Right, I've been busy. The case, look at that, that's almost perfect. Well, apart from the whether the box doesn't fit, yeah, that's really, really good, that. You might be noticing there's a little bit of silver foil in here. This is because it doesn't fit there. My idea is to heat this top area here, where the ribbon cable is. Oh, by the way, I'll show you in a second. I've shortened the ribbon cable, and not only by the length of the cable, but also by the socket as well, but I'll show you that in a second. That wants to be heated up there. I can feel it, it's there. So I'm going to use heat gun and see if I can get this, hold it down there, and hopefully the plastic may be malleable enough to just to give up and go on there. But I put the silver foil on here to try and reflect as much heat back without killing this thing. So this is either a good idea or a bad idea. I'm thinking it's going to be quite good. So let's see with a heat gun. It's going to burn actually, isn't it? I might need a glove. Give us a second, let me get on with it. Okay, well, it's kind of worked. You can see there where it's, I've raised it, heated it, and let the whole thing just lift itself up a little bit. Bit too much on there. I think I might actually paint this chassis anyway and belt a little bit on there as well. So it's not exactly flat, but it's fitting. It fits rather well. So let's get all the foil off of here. I have silver foil for that's not a silver foil tape. My models reflects the light inside the models a lot better. So when you've got an LED pointing one way, it points in lots of different ways. So it makes it brighter inside. And you just go ballistic on the inside. A lot of people with models will just paint them black on the inside, so you've just got the light pointing to where you need it to point to. With me, I like it to point at a lot of places. And also stops light bleeding through as long as you overlap. Now waffling. Everything's fine. There we go. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Right, let's get this last piece off. You should remember that the ribbon cable was a lot longer than this. Fortunately, these come to pieces. Now, both of them I've took, this one especially I've took, there's a bar over the top of here, which holds it in for a bit more security that the ribbon's going to stay inside here. However, this is how they used to make ribbon cables anyway. It's clamped in on the sides. Well, if you see it on here, it would be clamped in down on this part here. But there's the over bar as well, so that's been took off of both. I've took this one down, trimmed it down. It's very easy to do because it's got little V's inside each one that'll clamp around every single one of the cables. There'll be one for the first, for the third, for the fifth, for the seventh on that one, and then the opposite side will be ones for the even numbers. So, with that being said, that's smaller, but it doesn't have to be. But I wanted that shrinked anyway. That one is there. So I can still screw there, I can still screw there, and screw there. So hopefully, it's not my best work, I'll admit that. but it's done, and I can screw it up now. As long as I haven't screwed it up, we're fine. This top section I could quite easily paint with something. Sand it down a little bit, paint it, done. This is just an experiment. The only thing that'll get me a little bit is if the ribbon cables are the wrong way around, and it shouldn't be. But as I've shown already, that this is a slight cock up anyway, because I can't put this in the back of the Amiga at the moment. So for the time being, job done until the postman comes with some extenders for this, then it'll be further out. Granted, it's going to be a little bit of a problem doing that. Actually, it's not job done. I've forgotten something. The rotary encoder. Yeah. Do I stick that on top then? Or I stick it on the front, like everybody else has done? Yeah, I need to do that. So the rotary encoder, there's web pages. Oh, I've got one on the computer. I've not got it where it is, but this is a difficult one version, but it'll still screw into the front, hole in the front there, screw it in, screw it without that nut, and then the 5 cables, 3 are there, those 3, 2 at the bottom here. This and that are just for when you put it through a circuit board. PCB will solder in. They do nothing. They're just a ground, basically, which one of these 5 should be as well. So we'll get on with doing that, and I'll consider doing whatever with this anyway. See, it's not brilliant, I know. The worst cases would be, hang on, let me just get this one, if you're watching. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, just getting this working when the postman comes for that, but I can get on with this now, and you'll see that later when it's all back together, and then I can start testing to see if this actually works. Okay, bit of soldering done. Rotary encoder. It's a basic rotary encoder. Press button, cable, 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 cable. There's 2 earths on here, so just basically center one on there and the one on here. Done. All the specs are online. If you look for GitHub, KEIRF flash floppy, you'll find it, I'm sure. So this will want to go testing on here, because it'll go 2 sockets over here and 2 underneath this, where I can take the cable off anyway, fit them in, put the cable underneath, done. It should be fine. So when we get the extenders for this, I can fit this, see if it works. Otherwise I'm going to have to rethink, but I'm not going to drill a hole in there just yet. I'll wait until I've got the extenders, and then I will get this drilled in. I know it all bloody works. So yeah, waiting for the postman. Right, the postman came. Yay! So that means we can carry on with the Amiga. Now, what I was saying that I need, this won't fit because the socket's in the wrong place. They could have been a lot further out. So I've bought 3 mini gender changers. The problem with it is that's too far in there. So I need to put that on here. It doesn't really change the gender. It's still exactly the same. So if I can put one on there, that might, hopefully, it's not on because then it's cut away. It might just bring it further enough away from here to be useful. If not, I've got 2 others, so we'll work on that. What I actually need to do is, one of these needs cutting. So it doesn't matter about that one. That has got the pins missing and the side bit cut out of it. I need to copy that, because, right, let me show you. These are all 25 pin ones. They're 23 pins on the actual Amiga, so I can easily put that into there, make that bigger. Done. You get what I mean? So it gets even bigger to come out of there. It's simple little, if it's still too close, I can put another one in, just extend further. And that is my solution. The audio socket will go in fine. So that's the only thing I can see do, but I need to do the same as what they've done here on the one going into the Amiga. So I need to cut away this side part here, and take out a couple of pins. So one of these is going to have to be sacrificed. So to copy that, you see what I mean? To copy that, I need to butcher that. So give me a second and we'll get on with, where's that sticky? Oh, yeah. I'm going to be butchering this thing and get this working properly. Actually, I need to test that, don't I? If it don't work, this is a complete waste of time. Cutting complete. Right, as I've been told in the past, it is a standard thing nowadays with the Amigas. They do not, for love nor money, make 23 pin connectors to go in the back. That's why on the, I was surprised when I got this cable, is that the corners took off, so it is a 25 pin, but it's down to 23 pin. So they don't make a 23. So you just cannibalize a 25. Like that. Pull the pins out, that's fine, there's nothing touching. These, like I said before, these are just extensions for, not that because it's a SCART lead, that'll be going in, for this. So that's exactly the same I've done for there. So this will now go in the back of the Amiga, and I've put two together. I'm not sure to use all three, because I can easily just connect in two like that, so I've got three sticking out. That will easily fit into there, giving the port that much extension to get around everything. I'm going to try with two, so I don't fully need that. So, two goes in there. Like I said, the whole 24 and 25 pins are not into anything. It's on the board, but it's not used for anything Amiga based. So it doesn't matter. I don't have to. It doesn't matter about cutting these ones down because it's just the same size. It's just the one that goes into the Amiga. So this one goes into the disk drive. And all being well, there you go. There's a gap there. Look how far behind the gap is. There's not much weight on this, but I'm going to put some feet underneath the Gotek anyway. So, as we know, SCART lead does go in. It's fine. The audios come across, one in, and doesn't fully. So let's take out the Gotek, put that in first, and then have a go. Right. It's pulling it around a little bit, so I'm not entirely happy. So let's use the third. I could have quite easily have gone and done a cable. Oh, that's better. No. It actually goes behind the cable now. I could have either done a right-angled phono connector for this one, which would have given me plenty of space, or a cable between here and here. If I'd done a longer cable, I could just fitted this and just sat it on the top. But I kind of like things sticking out the back nowadays, especially with the Spectrum, with the Future Was 8-bit card. That just kind of sticks in the back. So, yeah, it's out of the way. There's already connections behind here anyway. But yeah, it seems to work all right. Now, what I need to do, get the power supply back out for this, tidy up a little bit, and actually see if this thing works. Because I have, but I haven't fully tested this as is. This is just going to need the lid going back on. I'm about to turn it upside down, but I've got my screws in there. I'd have lost them. So, yeah. Another pause for me while I do things to this and set it up, ready for the final phase of testing this bloody thing. Right, we're all set up and ready to go. Now, before I was using an 8 gig card, and I think I've majorly underestimated the amount of files. With the Atari ST one, it's exactly the same. Put Atari ST on back of it. There's a lot of hackers discs on here, all the packers and the crackers and, you know, all those sort of guys, which they will have packed everything down to a decent enough size. So one disc will have 5 games on it instead of with these, one disc will. So it's 5 times the amount, probably 6 times the amount of data, if not more, on the files what you can get nowadays. But I don't know who the crackers are from the Amiga scene, so that's full of games. The SanDisk. That's a 64 gig. Tons on there, but let's see if this works. I might need to set this up But we're all wired up, light should come on. Now let me turn that off because you need to look at there for the power and there for the blue LED. And on. Power on, telly's come on. The display is showing, there you go, flashing blue. The display on the side is showing 00. The screen is come onto here. And one day these will work. My mount. There you go. Okay. Okay, so selector, I have got nothing on there, I don't think. So, right. There we go. Better. Can't get this mount locked in place properly. I need a better solution than this. Right, so I also need to find a mouse. Right, so tons on here, this folder. There's 2 folders I've downloaded. One's got a stack of games. I don't know what half of these are, to be honest. So I'm going to go for what I know better, and that's Elite. Elite. Ah, thank you. The ADF for number 1. This isn't reacting well. Oh, okay, waiting for it. Save and reset. Now let's see if this will work. Well, I found the mouse. Mousey found. Oh, hello. Where's the blue line? Oh. Right, there's a mouse on there. The mouse ain't moving. I'm trying to plug this into the mouse port while you're not seeing. No, let's reboot. Just reboot a second. Yeah, the mount properly. There we go, brought it straight into number 1, and I'm in the wrong joystick port. For some reason, power supply just, oh, that's right, I thought I'd broken something. The power supply was buzzing. For some reason, the mouse won't want to work. Houston, we may have a little bit of a problem. And a change of disk, image. There we go. Frontier works, and that worries me a little bit is there's a gap here. It doesn't play full screen, it plays up here, unless that's to do with what mode the TV's in, I don't know. See, this isn't the disc that I have, because there. So it's all playing, all working perfectly through Gotek. So let's get back on there. Escape. No. Mouse button. Thank you. So the music stops. Let's go to Mars, shall we? Get my ass to Mars. Right, every time I launch, I press space. Now, I don't need to press space because space is not what you press. So what I need to do is, number 7 is I ask for, no, go for, no, I need permission. So I'll go on number 4, which service, launch request. Right, so, there we go, 7 is launch. And tally-ho? No tally-ho. There we go, take off. You don't have to need an accelerator on this. I don't know what the acceleration, but there we go. Fast, it's forward. There we go. Right, now I'm flying. Do I press? Right, the actual speed set to that. I can go press and hold the return key. It's set for that speed. So we should be going up, up, up. And finally, for the first time on Frontier, actually fly into space. 7,000 feet, 8,000, 9, 10. I bet you're all wishing that I got a capture card now, aren't you? The cross on here is what your actual flying, where your direction is. Your plus is where you're pointing. So what a good thing about Frontier is down in the bottom corner here you can increase time. So double time gets me to space quicker. I'm going to carry it down. That's why I'm going too slow. Rear view. So double time gets me away from Earth. Excuse me. Triple. No. That's talking to somebody. Triple time flies me out at warp speed away from Earth. Then changes to white to reduce the graphics because it's really not that good a game, but still good enough. Slow down. But what got me, there's a pause button. You don't have that on Elite Dangerous. Pause is not a thing. It's not an option. You either go out or you carry on. Review. I've gone sideways a little. We've got the map, number 2. I think the system map's number 2 again. I can plot a course to Mars, can I? I don't know. I'm looking for a roller wheel. No. I'll have to zoom in and out. How do I plot a course? Lock on target destination. Okay. Try it again. I've had a docking computer, I think. Oh, I don't know. You know, I really could do with playing this again. I have no idea what I'm doing. But, okay. Well, back down to the computer. Back down to the Amiga. I need to set up again, because this is now working spot on. I need to get the rotary switch on. So, we're working. We're there. Just at the minute, I need to finish. So what I'm going to do now... Oh yeah, because you know these go on. There's websites out there which show you all where these all go. There's only 4 cables I have for here because the center one and that one earlier told you there was just the Earth, so these connect to either. So I'm going to stick a hole through there like anybody normally would. Try not to get too close to the edge of the casing, and get it fitted on here. Get this out of the way so I don't damage it, and let's get this finished, shall we? Right, rotary switch on. Can you just feel it? A little bit. See, what I've done with this one is that 5 wires, but 4 wires go out. This link's online. You will really easily find them. 2 go to either side of where the monitor is, well, the display is, and 2 go to the back of here. Hence why I've took the ribbon cable off. So that will now go back down. Okay, I found another problem now, because that goes down, but that's in the way. Ah, shoot. So adding cables is a bad thing then. I can pull one down, I can pull, so that goes flat, but I can't, might be able to, that might work. Ah, there we go. That's better. So I've secured some on there with sellotape, blue LED. I keep squashing the cables, the parts on that, so that's done with. I'm happy with that now. I'm not entirely happy with the top. Looks a bit... I can work on that in the future. Right, I've got something pushing that. See the strain on there. Not exactly happy with that. Yeah, no, can't even get this corner on. Purple cable a little bit in the way. No, that's not right at all. right at the end we find a problem. Okay, can that go down there? Yes, it can, but not very easily. I'd rather bend out the cable that's here, but not touch the... Oh, that's not doing well at all. Okay. It's on. It's not connecting, so I'm happy enough with it. So that isn't in the way. Oh, blimey, this is not good. This is not good at all, is it? Not going my way. All I need to do is get that past it and we're done. That's it. That's all. I'm sure it is. Oh, that hurts. Damn it. Really, damn it. That can't go anywhere else. Maybe squash those in a little. This is what I'm not wanting to happen. Is to faff at the last second just because I can't be bothered. Let me rethink this. Okay, job done. I've bent, well, heated up one of these plastic clips and then bent it over so it's a little bit shorter in there. It does actually fit okay. So all being well, a crummy lid on the top. I never thought this would actually be possible, let alone an easy fit. Every time I'm pushing that, I'm pushing these apart. So let's spread those. And so I think it could almost be done. The beauty of this is just instructions for me, I suppose, how to either do this or how to cock it up. But if it's giving you any ideas, fine. You can upgrade. You can do things to a Gotek, but you don't have to put it inside, which is, like I said, this is not what I wanted to do. Right, turn on, switch on. Why is the power supply not on? What have I done now? Oh, it's not in. It's not in. Pulled the cable out. There she is. Underneath, that says top. In she goes. Power light on. That's a 001. LED working fine. Oh, this has been a mammoth. This was showing the disc. Crystal, cracked, Frontier. Oh, they're in Denmark. Okay. So, yeah. That's really good. Right, so you've seen this loaded before. If you want to know how to fully load up your Gotek, please look online. All I need to do now is put some feet underneath this, so it's the right height, so I'm not straining anything underneath it, because it is a little bit higher than the floor. I've got what? I can get my fingers underneath it. So I'll put some feet under and we'll get this project finished. And there we have it, all done. Even got feet on the bottom. Got a glue stick, cut it down. So this is the height I needed some feet for. Warm the ends up, stick them on, done. It actually does work quite well. So Amiga here, underneath all the cables, start it into my extension. Could have been a little bit longer on the back, but that's fine. That's perfect for me. I'm not bothered. Turn her on. Screen's turned. That says dash dash dash. Now it's on 000. Go to 00. Yeah. It said 001 actually, I lied. Now it says 000, changed it. Blue light is flashing on the Gotek and it's loading on the screen. Let me see if the rotary encoder works. I'm going to hit C now. That's on 00. Yep. All working fine. Done. Happy times. Now this won't stay like that. This is probably a temporary idea until I get something a lot better or revisit the Amiga. So this will be a usable Gotek for me without taking out the original floppy drive, which is, like I said, this is not what I wanted to do. So I'm happy enough with that. It's not the best, certainly not the worst, but that all works fine. So I'm happy enough, happy enough with this. If you want one of these adapters, they're on eBay. There's a guy, I think he's in Poland or somewhere over that side, Europe. He's actually I don't think he is. I think he's in, is it Slovenia? Oh, I don't know. Look on eBay for floppy floppy disk drive emulators. Such for, I think that described it earlier in the video, didn't I? But other than that, it's fine. It works absolutely brilliant. So job sorted. Amiga case for the Gotek, and that's as far as I'm going with this one so far. I'll do stuff on this later on my own, just tinker and faff around and stuff. But for you guys, there you go. If it gives you any ideas, like I say, do try your own ideas, try your own little experiments. If it doesn't work, fine. A lot of areas didn't work, especially the casing. Went over the top. We needed to take my time with it. But other than that, keep at it. Just keep plodding along and see what you can do. So with that in mind, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please help the channel if you can with Patreon donations, leave a little tip jar for PayPal. Anything helps. Comments, sharing, liking the video, everything helps to get this channel going. And like always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.